Hey, what's up? My name is Jonathan Fink, and this is my free audiobook series on YouTube. Thanks for joining me. Up next, we have Spirits of the Gridiron, Volume 1, Chapter 13, The Ghost of Simpson College. As the semester began, Beck pledged a fraternity, Sigma Pi Mu. With his pledge brothers, many of whom played for the Simpson football team, he endured the rituals of pledging a brotherhood, culminating in an unforgettable Hell Week. Their first task of Hell Week? A sleepover at College Hall with the ghost of Simpson College. It started with a knock, not the kind you hear when someone wants to come in, the kind that wakes you up in the middle of the night, sharp and deliberate, like the sound of trouble. Beck Jordan blinked into the darkness of his dorm room, heart already racing. It was 3:01 a.m. Again, the door knocked, harder and longer this time. He swung his legs off the mattress and reached for his sweatshirt, already knowing what was next. "Let's go, Beck," came the voice from the hallway. Brett Costello, senior linebacker, Sigma Pi Mu enforcer, and self-proclaimed keeper of tradition. "Toilets don't clean themselves." Beck groaned softly and shuffled out, joining a line of sleepy-eyed pledges. They were a sad little crew, boys in sweatpants and flip-flops, each carrying a sponge like a soldier carries a rifle. The fraternity house was a disaster, as usual. Crushed beer cans, clogged toilets, and the kind of smell that made you question your life choices. The pledges scrubbed in silence. This was Sigma Pi Mu, oldest fraternity on campus. It wasn't just a frat, it was a proving ground. And Beck wanted in, so did his pledge brothers. Maybe it was the legacy. Maybe to meet pretty girls. Maybe the need to belong to something that felt bigger than football. And the rituals never stopped. Lineups happened without warning. 2 a.m., 5 p.m., right in the middle of dinner. Didn't matter. If you got the text, you dropped everything and ran. The pledges would stand in a line in the frat's basement hallway, repeating mantras with robotic obedience. Sigma Pi Mu forever, gentlemen above all. The four pillars: honor, brotherhood, legacy, discretion. Founding fathers of 1897, Randolph Green, Julian Ellis, Thomas Langford, Charles Day, and always, they were told the same thing. You are the worst pledge class in Sigma Pi Mu history. It didn't matter that it was the same line they'd said last year and the year before that. It was a rite of passage, humiliation seasoned with tradition. Beck said it didn't bother him, but it did, just a little. Then came Hell Week, the final trial. No sleep, no food unless approved, psychological games, but nothing compared to what they had planned for night one of Hell Week. "We're taking a little field trip," Brett announced with a twisted grin. The pledges were blindfolded, marched across campus like prisoners, then led down the creaking steps into the basement of College Hall. Everyone at Simpson knew the story. In 1935, a student named Mildred Lola Hedges, Millie to her friends, tripped down those very stairs and snapped her neck, died instantly. Legend says her ghost never left. Doors slamming, whispers in the walls, the sound of piano playing in the middle of the night. "Tonight," Beck said, removing the blindfolds, "you sleep with Millie." The basement smelled of mold. There were forgotten desks stacked in corners, a broken piano with 3 missing keys, and a single light bulb glowing from the ceiling. Beck felt the hair rise on the back of his neck. "Try not to piss yourselves," Brett said, shutting the heavy door behind him. It closed with a clunk that echoed through the basement. The room fell quiet. An hour passed by. Then the light bulb flickered. Once, twice, and then gone. Total darkness. Something creaked. Someone, Beck wasn't sure who muttered, "That wasn't funny, man." But no one had moved. And then they heard it. A piano note, high and sharp. They all froze. The piano had been silent all night. Dusty. Broken. No one had touched it. Then another note. Then a third. Beck felt a pit in his stomach. A murmur floated through the basement. Soft. Girlish. Sad. "Why won't you play with me?" someone screamed. The piano keys smashed in a chaotic flurry, like invisible hands were slamming them in rage. The desk rattled. The bulbs flickered back on. Then the lights went out again. The door burst open. Brett stood there, holding a flashlight to his face, laughing like a maniac. "Millie said you passed." The next weekend, the Pledges felt like brothers because they were called up to participate in the prank wars. That's the end of chapter 13. Up next, chapter 14, the prank wars. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate it. If you liked this chapter, please give it a like. And if you really enjoyed the chapter, please subscribe. Thank you so much. I appreciate you always. God bless.